Welcome to this week on the 6873 show. We have an exciting show coming up. Today we're on the show, we're having Sylvia Gaming. She is a world creator, a content creator, and an avatar creator. We look forward to hearing from her. So please stay with us. I think we're going to have a great show this week. My name is Captain Wren. The other hosts of the show are...
Hi, I'm Rossi, and we have...
I'm John, and this beautiful woman.
I'm Toki. And today we're gonna talk about avatars, worlds, and creators. And of course, Sylvia Gaming, you do all three. So, well, do all three. You are creator of avatar worlds and avatars.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do retextures. I don't make them from scratch. But like in the future, I'm gonna have a friend start making some from scratch, and then I set up the Unity side for them. And we're gonna basically resell them. And the best thing will be is we're gonna make them public as well to avoid rippers more often, because then we won't have to like worry about it. If people come to us about it saying that someone ripped their avatar, we'll say you'll have to relay that to VR chat staff, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know you were telling me about this, so you could basically customize your own, like, kind of own avatar, but still it's public, so yeah, I think it's a great idea. Just so you don't get those rippers, because there are out there and they're so annoying. Yes.
Yep. The forced cloning. I mean, forced cloning someone's private avatar is, I'm sorry, it's stealing. If you have a private avatar, it's yours. You don't have it set to cloning. You don't want it. It's your personal avatar. That's theft, out and out theft.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when a lot of these private avatars that you've actually paid money for them, so you in a sense it is your own. You use your property. So for someone to steal it, as I say, it's theft.
Well, not only that, I mean, some of these avatars, holy crap, they can be quite expensive. I think the most expensive avatar that I have seen was close to almost $1,000. For a full remesh build-up.
They could get really expensive, but yeah. So I also know that you do... Oh, continue.
Yeah, like one of my friends, he basically got his persona like custom made and everything. And he got it from like a popular creator basically that does like really good jobs and such and goes like into really good details and everything. And he spent, I believe, around like $2,000 on it. His girlfriend wasn't really too happy with him after that. Like literally, she was literally like, "Why'd you spend so much money on something like that,
honey? You must remember.
Could have bought yourself a whole new like Valve Index headset or something else."
New computer.
But yeah, but basically, since he bought it and it's fully for him, he's basically gonna like put it on Gumroad as well, so other people can buy it as well, and hopefully not get it like ripped from him that easily.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I see a lot of private avatars roaming around and people just cloning and cloning and cloning. So yeah,
like
they're
ghostly
everywhere.
models.
And like exactly. They're everywhere, and it's a shame.
Yes.
That I know for some people they might not have the money for a custom-made avatar, but there are really good public avatars too. And like I said, don't be a ripper, don't be a dickhead. No.
Yeah.
Well, one thing was actually... Oh, go ahead.
Just like with the Momogen, at first Ghostly didn't want to actually release it, but then basically he got it ripped off him, and he basically was not happy about it. But the thing was, this person that ripped it off him was like a Russian ripper, and they were like uploading it to people's accounts for free. So that's why he had to basically make it to where he could sell it instead, because it was going to be its own private avatar.
Yeah.
They just ruined the fun, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I do know
So
there is talk about some changes in VRC, which I think is going to be beneficial to like a lot of the content creators. Is like in Second Life, Alt Space is getting it there, and they are talking about bringing it here also in VR chat as an actual commerce system. So like you could have your pedestals, and you just be able to like hit something and actually do an actual transaction right there without ever leaving all VR chat. And
Ooh.
like so you
That
could
is
actually have a
interesting.
store with your avatars, and you know you could have a couple free, but the rest of them you could actually sell for however much.
Oh, so you'd have to
Yeah.
like upload you'd have like a wallet in your VR chat account
Yep.
that you can upload payments to.
Huh.
Yeah, sounds quite
but
good.
don't
Yeah,
you
that's
already
actually
kind of
pretty
have that
cool.
through Steam? I mean, I know that's for
Similar,
Steam
yes.
games and
Well,
such.
Mhm.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
I think
and
that would actually
basically,
connect to the VR chat.
and basically, it wouldn't be bad either if they even like put a thing in VR chat to where you can like say on a sign put a website link. So if they click on it, you could go to a website like Gumroad, for instance, and see the avatars that they have there.
I know
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people do that here now. In fact, at the VetCon that's going on right now, they're doing that. They literally have their things, and they have like either a SKU code or a press me, and it'll dump you right into your web browser, and it'll show you their whole store along with what you clicked on. I know I've bought a lot of stuff, and but I mean, the whole thing behind it too is I love free stuff too, but if we do get this system, it's gonna be a boon for the content creators because they can actually start making a little bit of money with it. So they're gonna have better avatars. They're gonna be able to spend more time on it. They're gonna have better quality of product, and
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good thing for a
I'm
lot of
still
content
also
creators.
waiting for Dynamic Bones to come to Quest too.
Yes.
Aren't we
Please
all?
come quickly.
Yes, that would do
Please.
some very good stuff because on some of my avatars that I have made, like with for instance, the Kessa avatars with the ghostly hands that come out from them, basically. On PC side, I made it to where the fingers can move, but Quest I can't do it because it's a type of dynamic bone that's put in the fingers, basically, for the ghost hands. So they rotate with the hand and everything.
Yeah.
VR chat, your favorite talk show, wants you to have dynamic bones drop soon.
Please.
I'm keeping quiet because I'm finally on PC.
Do it.
So Sylvia, I was actually want to ask you about
I'm
like,
sorry.
do you have like a favorite kind of avatar you like a kind of species or like, yeah, any favorites?
So favorites. I did really like the Mama Gym when it came out, but like the ones I like more are like fox and wolf mixtures, kind of like this one basically, where I can like make it more like my persona.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, it looks good.
There's some updates that are gonna happen too as well.
Yeah,
because as you saw, my profile picture changed in Discord, so there's gonna be some updates.
That's gonna be a major update. I mean, oh my god. But
yeah,
what about your least favorite then?
Toothbrushes.
Oh god,
bloody toothbrushes.
The brush.
Wait,
the brushes.
Toothbrushes.
Oh,
a
dear.
brush or real toothbrush?
Those brushes, those brush heads,
brush
people
head ones.
like they.
Yeah.
Every time
The
I've always
children.
seen one, they always seem to be the little kids that are using them, and it's like they'll just be like super annoying and everything, and I'll just be like, "All right, you go over there then, and I'll be over here. Bye bye."
Yeah,
We'll do a
as soon
little
as I
shout
see him,
out
it's
to the
hide
boys.
avatar.
Yeah, I will do a little shout out to the boys who actually started the whole trend with the brushes. It was funny. You made it funny. The kids ruined everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of like what happened with Fortnite. It was at first good, and then the little kids decided to go on and just ruin the fun.
And the monkeys. The
And the
monkeys.
sweats.
Monkeys.
Oh, the monkeys.
The Fortnite sweats. They'll just build 5-star hotels in an instant. Like you try and shoot for them, and then you look away for 1 second, and boom, 5-star hotel, and you're like, what? Like, how does that work? Can I have a room for
So-
one night after I kill you first? Don't worry, it'll be free because I'll be the new owner.
So we saw the first world that you made with Avatar. There was a mixture of Rexiums, Wickers, Protogeans, and there's in the new world that you also have made for real 2.0, if I'm correct.
2.0. Yeah.
Are you planning on making more worlds? I know you have a couple others, but like you have those 2 Avatar worlds.
I've been
Correct.
thinking about like some world making, but like I haven't really done it yet because world making definitely takes time. And if I mess up a little bit, I'm gonna have to go to one of my friends to help me fix what's wrong. Like, I will tell you now, people say use YouTube tutorials to like help you with stuff like that, but me, I don't really use YouTube tutorials because let's just say I followed a 20-minute video one time. I followed it step by step and took probably like about like maybe 40 minutes because I followed it that close. That like even when the guy would mess up in there, I would do the same mess up and then I would fix it. That's how close I followed it. And then I go trying it out, and it did not work. It was a simple teleport button. I literally go to this guy, and he's all like, "Yeah, you just simply do this, and boom, done." And I'm like, "You made it seem so much more simple." Like, oh my gosh, I'll just come to you if I have troubles from here on out.
Yeah, we all know the little mishaps of making well, not so much us, but when Ren comes, oh, I want to show you a world, and you can see the little things everywhere. But I will really say, Ren, you do an amazing job. You created this. You created a lot of other worlds too.
Yeah, that's really
Has it
good.
crumbled down yet?
Yeah.
No, not
Yeah,
yet.
it hasn't
There's
crumbled
still
down
there's still some nips and tucks that we need to figure out. Well, Ren, we're just pushing it all on.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, the table's a little too low. You got to raise it up a little bit.
No,
You got to
actually,
raise the seats up too, so
nemesis
I'm not
right
floating.
now. Ren's nemesis right now is buttons.
Yes.
How to turn
Ooh,
off and on the
yes.
mirrors. He has buttons.
Yeah,
Little
that
bastards.
actually, for me, honestly, buttons were honestly the really simple thing for me, in all honesty.
Oh.
Basically, I've got like a pre-set up script for the buttons, and I just simply throw it in there, and then I just throw it in on the button, basically. So what you would do first is you would, of course, do like the udon graph thing, where it would show that, and then you drag it into there, and then it should like automatically set up an object toggle. And then once it does, you basically just drag like say the mirror into that thing for what it's supposed to affect. And then you basically can change whatever the text of like you want it to say, like mirror, use, etc., etc. You can go and simply do that, click it, and then if you don't want the mirror to be on by default, you can go into the thing and you just simply got to turn off the mirror, and then you go in there and then you simply click a button and it turns it on.
Nice.
Are you taking notes?
I'm recording. Big
Yeah,
camera.
he's gonna watch this show over and over again, like just to repeat the part.
Taking
about
notes.
buttons.
But
Yeah, it'll also be.
Don
Can you
script.
send me that script?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you need to have me on Discord, I can show you how to do it all too. Okay, don't worry.
Me smooth brain.
Yeah, like by the time
Yes.
by the time I show you how it's done, you're probably gonna be like, oh yeah, this is super duper simple.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really good.
The thing that I always have trouble with though, mainly in worlds, is setting up like pool tables, teleport buttons, and like other certain stuff like particles. Those things, they are they're just too much for me.
Nightmare material.
I mean, who needs them anyway? Who needs them anyway?
No.
You should have seen how long it took for me to set up a video player. I went through 3 video players before my friend said, "Oh, I just made my own video player that you just simply throw in your world in, and it's basically almost set up." And I'm like, "Well, that makes it a whole lot easier. Where were you like 4 to 5 days ago, dude?"
Is that
That's what we do.
Yeah. Is that for
We just
PC and
simply,
Quest
like, did it.
or?
He said it's mainly for PC. Quest users have sometimes seen it though, but it doesn't always work on Quest. It's in the movie world basically that I have, and a lot of people, they are surprised how big I made the screen when they go walking through the doors. They like go and click on the thing, and then they're like, "That's a big screen." And I'm like, "Yeah, I wanted to give it a movie theater type feel. What do you think?" There ain't no chairs in it though, because those I just basically was like, "Yeah, just make it to where anybody can just lay anywhere."
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Who needs chairs?
Exactly.
Even though we're sitting on one right now, who needs it?
We could just be sitting on the floor, rolling around.
Next episode,
Who really knows?
we'll all just be like crawling on the ground. And
Yeah.
some of us will be doggy style, other of us will just be laying flat on the ground.
I mean, it's VRC. We also have to have the mirror somewhere.
We'll just make the mirror bigger, and voila, we can just be anywhere we want. The mirror can just cover this side of the room and whatnot. Just make it as big as the room. We don't need to see the people upstairs and just watching us.
So, Sylvia, you also do commissions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know we spoke last week, and you're like on Wednesday, like, I cannot do it that day. I have so much I need to do. Like, you're
Yeah, I was
kind of
out
like,
of town basically. And I will
Yeah.
tell you now, it was not fun being out of town. It wasn't a vacation at all. It was a work week, basically. Waking up 9 o'clock in the morning and getting done at like around 9, 11 o'clock at night. Whole day of working, basically. And I'm like,
I've done hours like
I
that
don't like
myself.
the
It's
stop
horrible.
trend. Like my parents dragged me along to these kids sale things where we basically sell like kids clothing, toys, etc., etc.
yeah.
And literally, I'm just all like, "Stop dragging me to these things! You're killing me!" Kind of one of the
Oh,
reasons I'm
dear.
trying to move out, because then if they try and call, I'll be like, "Nope."
I'm not home.
Sorry, who this?
Bye.
New phone, who this?
Oh, trust me. I have my
don't
voicemail set up
speak
to the
English.
best thing ever. Literally, for my voicemail, I've actually gotten some people with it already. It'll be like, "Hey, what's up? Uh-huh. 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 By the way, this is a voicemail. Have fun." I tell you, the voicemails I've gotten from it were just amazing, where they're like, "Hello? Yeah? Oh, you suck."
How many people are you actually doing commissions for now? Like, how many avatars do you have in the?
I believe
works?
I've got one that I'm working on, kind of working on it, like a little bit. I'm having some friends help me with it, basically, because some of the stuff, like, for instance, sometimes on retexturing on certain avatars, it depends, and then usually I have friends that sometimes can just help me out, and then I just simply slap in the texture, get it set up how it needs to be. If there needs to be Blender work on it, I send it to another friend of mine, and they're usually able to like do the Blender work for me, and they are really nice to like. I honestly ask them for too much sometimes, though. and I even feel bad sometimes, and I'll just be like, all right, I'll try not to ask them for this. I'll see if someone else can do it. And then when I try going to other people, they're not able to do it. Like, for instance, on one of the Furrow avatars I've been working on, basically to like make public in the world, I sent it to them about 3 times because it needed to be worked on. And I tried asking another friend of mine to help with that because I was saying, yeah, do you think you can like put bones in it in certain areas and so on and so forth? And they're like, that is the thing that I don't know how to do. It's bones and such and like mouth stuff. You literally just like hit the really bad stuff I'm bad at. And I'm like, well, boo. And then I usually go back to them and be like, hey, Grindo, can you fix it? And they'll just be like, all right, Sherry, give it here.
Nice.
And I'll just feel so bad, but I'll of course say thank you to them and such and give them cuddles because they love cuddles. That's kind of one way I try to repay them back. I'll be like, all right, cuddles. Cuddle time now. Let's go.
Cuddle courtesy.
Pays with hugs and cuddles.
Mm-hmm.
We should do that more often.
Oh, it's thundering outside. Fun. My window is just covered in window. I'm in water and I'm just in the basement, basically.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
It's not leaking or anything, but I just see like the raindrops all over the window. I'm just like, I'm on the side of the house that doesn't usually get wet on. Fun. Yeah, I know it's storming out there now.
So how
I
many?
knew it was gonna rain today too because I could smell it.
Mhm.
Something
So
us
how many
Southerners do.
avatars and
That's
worlds
the
do you
most southern
have?
thing I've heard all day.
So world.
I could
I can
smell
tell
the
you
rain.
I've got. Let's see here. I've got 3, 4, 5 worlds altogether, and avatars. I don't know. I stopped counting after 60 one time when I was counting it to this one person.
Oh,
That
wow.
still made. Here's the thing. Little kid asked me one time, "How many avatars do you have?" And I was like, "Here, let me count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6." And I got all the way up to 60, and they're like, "Okay, well, just say you made a lot." And I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't even make it to the halfway point yet." And I still made more since then. This was like maybe like a month or 2 ago when that kid asked me.
Yeah, you just see the cutscene, you know, one eternity later. It's still counting.
Yeah, we just do that as I'm counting it on the show right now, just going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 eternity later. 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104. More of an eternity later. 201, 202, 203, 204.
Yes.
The most eternity later. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. The most eternity of eternity laters. 10,101, 10,102, 10,000. I know I didn't make 10,000, but just imagine if I did. That's when the little kids would be going. Oh, that's when the little kids would be going like, "What are you doing with your life?"
We were actually also talking about, like, I was asking, like, for the cat avatars you have made with the big claws and stuff. I was asking her why isn't there any facial expressions? And it was the most simple answer ever I got. Do you want to know?
I basically deleted them because they messed with the avatar. Like they messed with the avatar in a not fun way. But the other one with the ghost arms, actually, they were just an FBX, so they didn't come with any gestures, actually. Had to change it from like humanoid to like generic and all that. not generic to humanoid. I'm getting mixed up here. Don't mind me too much. I'm just flat-brained here, just like. It makes more sense when I'm actually working on the stuff.
Yeah.
I just have it in front of me, and I go like, all right, this goes there, that goes there, done.
Nice.
Yeah, I will tell you, I had to make some videos of like making avatars. Like with the Mama Jin Tier 3, I made a tutorial of how to make it Quest compatible, basically the easiest way to make it Quest compatible. It got a good amount of views. I mainly made it for one of my friends because they're like hard to work with on making avatars. They will ask me, okay, what do I do? And I'm like, okay, you click there. No, right there. No, over there. Over there. Move your mouse a little bit to the left. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. More. And they're just like, in all honesty, they are that bad. They know they're that bad too, and they agree with it. They're basically like, say, a 80-year-old person trying to figure out Windows, basically, or like trying to figure out their phone and go like, "Where's the settings at? How do I turn it on?"
Sounds like a tick.
Oh, no.
It's ringing
when I'm
still.
at work.
How do I make it stop
Explain
ringing?
to the
You
manager
click
where
the
they've got to
red
click.
button right there. It's still ringing. I don't want to answer the phone. How do I turn off the ringing? You click the red button right there. Come on, Grandma. Like, they are actually that bad. And they even admitted it, too. They were like, yeah, basically, I am like the old man of computers.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, besides being a world creator, avatar creator, and a content creator, didn't you say that also that you're like a Twitch streamer, or do you have a YouTube or something?
I do have a YouTube. I've mainly been lazy on YouTube because otherwise I'd be multi-streaming on Twitch and YouTube. But with the Twitch affiliate thing, you gotta stay only streaming on Twitch at the same time, apparently. Otherwise, they get all angry and such. So I just mainly do the live streaming on Twitch, and if I feel like making a video, I'll just put it on YouTube. If I have a short enough video, like basically 3 minutes or below, I'll usually put it on TikTok.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Let's just say I show parts of like the ending of Half-Life Alyx on TikTok, where I had the most fun doing these lightning ball hands and just like throwing lightning bolts at these things. And I swear, I felt like I was just like possibly like Doomslayer for a moment. I'm just like, this is gonna be cool. I am the new god. Thou hast been smited. And it only takes one shot and they're dead.
Yeah. You also share small videos like of updates and such, and time with your friends when you have your fun time, because it get a little adult humor, if you might say. But that's the fun part. That's the fun part. Just hearing them going full on it. I'm like, so that's what you do in your free time.
God.
Oh, trust me. Remember, like, if you've seen my TikTok, I even did that one TikTok where it had like 7 of those, like, those Rexiums that are black and blue, basically. And they usually are NSFW as well. So I was the Mama Jin. I sat down on the couch and Rossi was here for it, and 7 others standing behind the couch. And we did that.
That was you,
Rossi.
I thought
The secret nightlife of Rossi.
And yeah, basically I even put for the caption saying,
Dirty
y'all
fox.
know what's going on
Dirty
here. And then there was even like other ones where like basically when Ghost and Rossi were trying to look up jokes on Google to like tell them to each other, I told them like PG-13 jokes, and then I'm like, come on, Ghost, come on, and he's like, motherfucker, I am looking for a joke, like it ain't easy. And Rossi already had like like maybe about 5 prepared, basically. Although he kept on lagging when he would try and get to the punchline, and so we wouldn't hear the punchline. It was hilarious.
The wonders of VR chat and internet.
Yes, the lag.
And so basically, he goes and I would rather put water in my mouth than listen to one of your dad jokes. Like, you tell a joke, why don't you? And I'm like, all right, here's a good joke. Rossi's a better friend than you. And he literally, he said, like, Joe's facial expressions changed perfectly because you could just see him go like, wow, okay, you're an ass. Wow. But he knew it was all
might as well
good
be
fun,
straightforward.
Exactly.
Pretty straightforward. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
we even like did a little fun video because like Ghost wasn't with us, and we made fun of it in another TikTok later.
Oh,
Rossi
yes.
was there too.
You see, I
it was
expect
so
that
fun.
from him. Like, literally, I
Me?
might as well say, yes, you.
Oh yeah,
The
definitely you,
biker,
Rossi.
the
We all
biker
know
fox sitting in
you.
the center.
I'm innocent.
You ain't no
There's
innocent
nothing
bean.
innocent about you. There's nothing innocent. See?
You a dirty bean. You're the bean that went past the 5-second rule on the floor.
Oh, you dirty. You dirty.
Ooh.
Rossi gets looking all sad. Bye,
Like,
Rossi.
So you're working on one project with these avatars to make them public, but the people you're working with was also kind of make other avatars for VR chat. Are you working on any other bigger projects besides the personas for people, or is that hush hush?
I don't think we have been working on bigger projects. We basically only have thought of those 3 and then get those out to see how much people would like them, basically.
Sorry, when we had a little bit of a technical difficulty, we had a power out on the stage, so one of our guests had to leave, but we'll continue on from here. So
Was
what were you
replaced
saying
by
about
little
your...
Lego?
Yeah, little Lego over
we
here.
have a little stand in here.
Yeah, we have a replacement.
Just to
Yeah,
be
literal
cute and
stand-in. He can't sit down on the couch or he'll just poof.
You will become a couch goblin.
A couch
Yes.
goblin, yes.
Hey, if you find any dollar bills, can I have them? Just going through, rummaging through the cushion, just like,
But
oh, peanut.
No.
like we were saying, there were no bigger projects.
Yeah,
there
so
right
we
now,
weren't
and-
thinking of any. I have been thinking of like trying to like think about bigger projects to do though. That would be like unique in its own way that someone hasn't already done, basically. But for like avatars that I've already like made stuff off of, like the Kesha, the Rexiums, Protogens, Wiggerbees, something different and unique in its own way that people would love to see and be interested in. Instead of something like, say, oh yeah, I just added like a simple hat onto this Rexium. Woo! And people just be like, oh, it's just a simple hat.
Yeah. I kind of like the Rexium you have where it's all black and it has like the rainbow colors in the hair and everything.
And it's super buffed
little
out.
hair. No, not that one. But it has like
No, the
regular
skinny
hair
one.
like Rossi's
Oh, with the no ponytail.
Yeah, with the ponytail.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah,
Yeet.
that was something that
And it
I
has the
personally
harness.
liked. Yeah, it has. Well, the harness, it's okay. It could be added. It could be taken off. But I would really
We all
love
know what
to
she
see
does in her
Rex
free time
more-
with the harness.
Shush.
Continue, Ducky.
I love
Somebody
you,
could
Sylvia.
die.
Don't get me started. I will bring the scythe over there.
Being sharpened.
You just see her go
Yeah,
over
but I have
into
a
the
spanner.
corner with like a sharpening stone. Ooh, that's Taki, you should have Ren add that to the world, just like a sharpening stone in the corner, and you can just go right up to it and go, just like sharpening the sides.
Hold on, I'm almost there.
Yeah, we want to make it one good clean swipe, you know? Don't want it to be like that one game, like that one little game parody thing, and where they did Mortal Kombat, and the guy forgot to sharpen his head, and it didn't go through his head all the way. He's like, I feel all of it! Ah! Ah! He's like, oh, I must have forgotten to sharpen it 2 fights ago. I usually sharpen it every 3 fights.
But returning back to that avatar, have you ever thought about making female Rexiums with, like, if you can say normal hair? Because I've seen 1 or 2 female Rexiums with, like, the normal hairstyle kind of thing.
So the hard thing about that is, like, with the normal hair, the only normal hairs I really have are like on ghostly models, basically, with like hair packs and such. And you can't have those be public. He says not to like go and like resell them and such. And I'm pretty sure he would say like you can't do the hair and all that and make it be public. It would have to be private. So that's why I'm just like, I don't have really any hair packs right now. The Rexium that you like, I had a friend basically do a whole blender thing through it because basically it used to be 2 pigtails and I honestly didn't want it like that. Like, that's not the one I sent to them. And so I basically had to move one of the pigtails right over into the back of that. The other one went kind of in the front to do kind of like that one, like how they have their hair sometimes like that.
Yeah.
If it didn't have the rainbow shader on or the rainbow texture on, you would see how stretched out everything was. And it would not look good. I will be honest with that. It doesn't look that good.
Yeah. Yeah, because you see mostly the male Rexiums have hair like the one Rossi is wearing. And
yeah,
it's
so
like
with that one, I believe that's from the male raccoon model. Basically, that one, like raccoon one, I believe I've seen it on that one as well. I've seen some people use it on Wicker Beast as well too, where they have like that curve and all that. Probably even sometimes make it a little bigger and just fit it right on, basically. But I don't have the raccoon model, so can't use that hairstyle.
Yeah, because I saw one Rexium. I don't remember what world it was from. But it had like the normal hair ponytail thing. So I was quite surprised. It was a new addition to a world. I'm like, that's the only one besides the one you have in your old world and new world who actually had that kind of hairstyle.
Yeah, if there were more female hairstyle packages that were like, I haven't really like looked too much in hairstyles all that much because I've literally tried looking for mainly one style when I was making that one. And so I thought maybe if on VRC mods or somewhere like that, there could be like one where it's like a hair pack, but I would have to like look around and check it and all that. Because who knows if there is one. If there's not one, then it's going to be harder to do because then I would need to go and possibly buy like a model to get that certain hair pack.
Yeah.
And some of those models and their rules, they don't like people making stuff on the models public. Yeah, so I got to be careful with that. Kind of with the Wicker Beast when I first made For Real. My original idea, I didn't really read too much into the rules because I saw Wicker Beast being public a lot back then as well when they weren't supposed to be. And I was going to put them in the second row in that For Real world. And then I saw that, like, I didn't have the model yet, but somebody said, yeah, those can't be public. And I'm like, that changes my plans. Come on. And then later on, it becomes public, and I'm like, oh, yes, I don't have to change my plans, and it's still open.
Yeah, but I think there can be a lot of restrictions when you buy a model, depending on what model it is. Like, can I add this? Can I add that? Do I need to take it off again? And the author of that model don't want that to be public. It kind of like hard to figure out what is what, and there's a lot going into the whole creating avatars and such.
Well, I mean, it's not just avatars. Like, you have certain species, and even the species creators don't want certain things happening or added to that specific species. Besides the point of the mesh makers and the avatar creators themselves having to follow not only the creators' guidance but also the species guidance, and I can see it being kind of difficult sometimes, very tedious.
Yeah. Just like with the Rexium's avatar, I've been looking on it the other day one time to like look for something. I don't remember what I was looking for, but I saw like one of the rules, they said you can't really do demonic stuff with the Rexium's avatars, and yet I've still seen that actually been happening. And I was like, huh.
I didn't make this model.
Well, like, they're talking, like, it's more like, say, like a pentagram and such on it, stuff like that. If you make it look demonic, like with little horns and such, I don't think they care too much for that. But, like, what they were talking about was, like, putting demonic symbols on it, like what's on Legos, basically. Lego was, like, looking at me going and pointing at it and going, like this. So yeah,
like, I've seen
cute to be evil
Rexiums with exactly that kind of
I have
on their avatars, and like they really go in on the whole.
So I was even pretty curious about that too, and I'm like, how come those are still out there too? Like, is someone not really wanting to follow the rules, or like, did they like give them permission, basically, type thing?
You just need a big guidebook on what you can add and what you can't.
Yeah. With the avatars that we're going to be making from scratch, we ain't going to do too many rules on them, basically. Like, no sharing the avatar, basically. Like, giving it to someone unless they ask us. And no, like, basically reselling the avatar where they basically be like, oh yeah, we just fixed it up and then we resold it. And we're reselling it on Gumroad. We use their model, though. And that we'll have a problem with that. And yeah, basically, because I've even seen people sometimes do that as well, where they'll like take someone's avatar, use the base for it to make another avatar, and then try and resell it. And sometimes they won't even be as good. So yeah, I don't really like have too many restrictions on it. If they add NSFW stuff on it and get caught in a world, that's on them, not us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Basically, it's their avatar afterwards. They can like put whatever they want to on it. They can mess with it however they want to, just as long as they don't resell it or share it. Or basically rip it, basically.
Yeah. But the avatars that you're talking about, that you and your other friends are making, is it this model that you're in now, or do you want to?
No, this is a Julia Winterpalm model. The ones we're making are from complete scratch, and so far she's only gotten done with the head with it. I don't know if she's like working on any other parts at the moment, because she's also having to go back to school, and we're not like having them be sold like right away either. We're gonna wait till her birthday, basically, because on her birthday, that's when she says she'll get a PayPal, basically, because that's when she'll be 18, basically. And so she's waiting till she gets a PayPal to be able to go and like be able to receive payments. So when we set up like the Gumroad account and all that, we can basically go and like hook her PayPal into it, and the payments can go to her PayPal. And then she's going to divvy it between like me and whoever might be working on the substance painter side and making the substance painter pool, making it look all neat, tidy in there.
Nice.
So basically that's what's going to happen. And we even had like a good idea for how we're like what the starting price could be, would be like $45 basically. So that way all three of us, we each get $15 and it's split it equally.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do like a hair and clothing pack as well too, that because we're gonna make those from scratch as well, so that way people can like have more hairstyles, clothes, all that. And we're gonna make that like to where like people can have that be public as well. They can like do whatever with them, et cetera, et cetera. And we might even like add a blend shape into the original model to like make it to where the hair just disappears, so that way they can put the new hair on.
Nice.
Yeah, the starting price for that we're gonna do for like I believe $15 because we're gonna put a lot into it, so that way each of us gets $5 each.
Yeah.
It's a big project.
Yep.
I must say.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people really appreciate or realize how much work goes into an avatar creation.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work, not even gonna lie. Like on the Mama Jin Tier 3 video, just for me to do the quest stuff, not even like mess around with like anything really on the PC side too much, just with the quest stuff, I did like maybe about an hour video, like a 1 hour video on it. Granted, if I wasn't making a video, then I would probably get it done a little bit faster, but it would take possibly about half the time, like 30 minutes or so.
Crap, that's a lot of work.
That's still a long time.
Yeah, especially when when like something's not working as well, and you got to figure out what's wrong with it. Then, oh my gosh. I can't tell you how many times I've literally like got something wrong, and I'll be like, "Oh no, what do I do now?" Go search through everything, look through this, look through that, look through these and those, and blah blah, and then basically figure out the problem sooner or later.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes one simple change.
Yeah. Or if the program you're using and such, it just randomly says, screw you. You know,
So,
that I've heard.
On that, I've actually figured out a lot of times of how like what usually causes that. Sometimes what usually happens when it says that it won't upload the avatar and it won't even give a reason why, or then like the VR chat SDK just disappears when you reopen the thing. That's usually because there's something either like whatever you imported like into it, whatever new thing you imported into it is messing with it because it might not be like the latest version or the right version to go with that avatar. Or you might not have the latest version of the SDK installed, or you won't have the latest avatar put in. And the other thing as well too that I've even noticed as well, you always want to input dynamic bones in it, the SDK first before putting in the model. Otherwise, if it doesn't do the dynamic bones automatically set up, usually that means that it's a ripped avatar. Because I've had experience, I have looked over a ripped avatar before. When I put a dynamic bones into it, it did not auto set up the dynamic bones. And so I had to basically delete all the stuff, and it wouldn't let me upload it either because it was saying error missing script. So, meaning, those error missing scripts are what would be causing it. And then you would have to basically look through the whole avatar and look for all of those, because basically all of those missing scripts could be either the dynamic bones, dynamic bone colliders, the arm constraints, etc. Basically anything that they put on it that's supposed to come with a certain script. And that can like mess with the whole upload thing where it'll be like, oh yeah, you can't upload it because it's got a missing script. It's doing this error right now. And it won't usually even tell you in the config either. It'll just like be blank in the config. And so you usually got to go looking through the avatar yourself. And basically they like to put dynamic bones in all sorts of random places as well. So like sometimes they'll be like on the main part of the avatar, and right underneath the SDK part, the descriptor. And sometimes even that won't pop up and you'll have to remove that too. But yeah, so then you basically go looking through it and you got to basically look through each part of the avatar basically. like hand, like through all of the hand, all of the fingers. Basically, click on the arrow down button and show all of it, basically, and then click one at a time and remove the missing strips.
Dang, that's
that's
especially for
that's
a
a
pilot,
lot
it
of
sounds
work.
like a lot of work just to get it functional where you can start modifying it.
Yeah, I was like, so I used to have a RIP avatar, and I was like looking through it because I was curious and wanted to like test my skills out to see if I could get it working. And I will tell you, somebody didn't really take it the right way either when I was more just like testing my skills and such. And basically, so what the ripped avatar was, basically I was even gonna tell I even told Ghostly like the next day, but it was the Momogen. Someone was able to like get it early. They sent it to one of my friends. That friend said, asked them like, finding words here. That friend asked another one of my friends if like they could get it working, and they were like, well, I can't do that because I'm not that good with avatars, but I know someone who can. So that person went to me, and I was like, I honestly don't mind trying it out. I'm kind of curious on my own skills and everything too. Plus, I've never really worked on a RIP avatar. It would be a new experience for me. So I did that. I went taking 4 hours to literally set up all the dynamic bones on it again to see if the dynamic bones would even work on it. And then I went uploading it like onto my account, but I didn't upload it on both sides, like PC and Quest, only PC.
Yeah.
And then I went like testing it out to see like if something would just like completely break if I try using it. And I like kept it as is basically. And so then one of my used to be friends joined in and was like, where'd you get that? And I told him the whole story and told him, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to tell Ghostly about it to let him know about this. So that way he knows. And like, I wouldn't really be doing anything wrong, basically.
Yeah.
Because I'm still telling the creator of it and letting him know, hey, there's another way for people to get the avatar. Because guess where the Momogen came from?
Exactly.
The Ripper store.
Oh yeah, I had my row with that because one of my avatars that is not public either. I went on there and it's like, in fact, my personal avatar was on there. I'm like, no, blackmark that.
An avatar that I hadn't even used, that was my very first creation, and I had be private, was even on there. And I never really wore it around at all. It's because what happened was VRChat had like that data breach thing, and someone like took all the avatars and put it on a website. And apparently there is a way to get the avatars off the website. And so someone found out how to do it, sent it to my friend, sent it to me, basically, so on and so forth. I went to Ghostly and told him, and I really like the Momogen avatar. I have been waiting for it to come out, and I even asked Ghostly nicely and everything, and I said, yeah, I do have it uploaded to my account. Do you want me to like keep it on my account or not? Like, I can delete it off my account. If you want me to keep it, I can keep it on my account. And he was like, you know what? Sure, free avatar. And he let me keep it basically, but that friend that I was talking about that like got all angry, he went apparently telling a lot of people and said that I was the one who ripped it. And basically, like, so many people went to Ghostly that day and flagged me down, even though Ghostly knew the actual truth. And Ghostly said, yeah, I'm going to have to take that consent back, I guess. And we can make it official if you buy the avatar. I'm like, okay. And so I had like a little bit of help from a friend because I didn't really have the money at the time. And that friend said, yeah, I can buy the avatar for you. And I asked Ghostly if that was okay. And Ghostly said, yeah, sure, I don't mind. And so they bought it for me. And even after I bought the Ghostly avatar, that friend still tried giving me trouble. Let's just say I had to have a talk with another friend. If anybody of you knows Foxrin, basically.
I
don't think so.
heard about the person.
she's on TikTok, has 300K followers basically right now.
Oh.
I had to have a talk with her because basically the person that was not being too nice to me was her VR chat brother. And so basically she kind of got through with him after she literally said, yeah, Sylvia's still growing on TikTok, by the way. And if you're going to be sending people after her like that, you're putting your account at risk there, because then my fans might get involved, might come to me and start talking crap about Sylvia to me when I know the truth. And then they might go after Sylvia, and then Sylvia's fans would go after my fans, basically. And then those fans might realize the main problem person here was him, and then he'd have a lot of people after him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like making
and
a
after
small
that,
thing to a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, after that, basically, he like had been keeping my name out of his mouth more and more. And trust me, at first, Foxroom wasn't really wanting to be a part of it and such, because she didn't want to be a part of it. She said, if you guys want to solve the situation, you have to talk to him instead of me. And I tried to, and he blocked me straight up within like maybe 3 seconds.
Oh, man.
Like, literally, I unblocked him for 3 seconds, and then he blocked me, and I said, I tried, Foxrin. He won't listen. He's acting like a child, so... And she kind of agreed that wasn't right of him to do this, so... Because I was trying to resolve the conflict.
Yeah.
And trust me, his friends weren't really of much help either. They're basically like, well, you still, like, got it ripped, and it's still on your account. Yeah, but I still told Ghostly and let him know about it, and I even let him know that it was on my account, and that asked him if he wanted me to remove it, and he could have said, yeah, remove it, basically. He didn't have to say, oh yeah, you can keep it and such. And then, so, yeah, that kind of fun stuff. And I even deleted the original files for it, too. So I no longer have any way to access it anymore.
You were open and honest from the beginning. So, like, it's literally like one feather turns into 5 chicken sentence, or like...
Exactly.
It just explodes, and it's so unnecessary. I mean,
it really is.
Yeah, her husband on the other, Foxer and husband on the other hand, kind of has a grudge against me because literally I wasn't talking too nicely about her VR chat brother because of how he was doing stuff to me. Let's just say I was in Fur Lounge at one time. I knew he was there, but I still had him blocked, and I just chose to ignore him. So I'm just cuddling someone, and I didn't know that he would like approach because again he's blocked. I can't see him, and that like he asked who like they were talking to, and they said, "Oh, it's Sylvia," and I knew Sand was talking about me because literally, as I was cuddling them, all of a sudden everyone started moving away from me slowly, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And literally one of them said, Sam just said that you're a ripper, basically. And I'm like, no, I can clarify on that story. I'm not a bad person. And I was not happy with that at all. I immediately went to Foxrin and told her, get your brother on a leash. Like, seriously. He is talking horrible about me. And I can tell he is because he was the only one that was blocked. His other friend that I blocked wasn't there. And so literally, I honestly never felt so heartbroken when literally people started moving away from me as I was cuddling them. Like,
it's like slandering your name and giving you a bad rep. And it's not just the making of your avatars, it's the worlds, it's your content, it's everything that get hit because of one dickhead. I'm gonna say it, dickhead. Don't be a dickhead. You're gonna be called out on it, and it will bite you in the ass. Trust me. So, I can understand.
It's almost like that whole thing with Johnny Depp and the Amber woman.
Yeah.
Basically, they're just doing false allegations, and then I'm the one getting like hurt, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah. Yep.
Well, do we have any other quick questions or whatever, or have we gone around the table, or?
For me, no. Do you have anything you want to add before we start this episode?
Don't be a ripper, don't be a dickhead, and just have fun.
Exactly.
If anything, I haven't heard Rossi even ask me a question either. Like he's been silent. He's just been sitting there.
He's been silently, it's like
he's just thinking of new things.
His secret has come out, though.
Yeah, he's laying low. Nothing.
Yeah, you just laying low.
Rossi, don't try anything tricky. Your wife won't be too happy.
She watches the show.
What?
All of a sudden, you just hear. All of a sudden, you just hear his wife come in and be all like, "I heard you were on a show. I heard that whole show. Like I see what's going on, Rossi."
Trust me, she knows how to give him an ass whooping. Yeah, basically.
Yes, you're just suddenly never see me again.
I think that will be kind of it for today. Sylvia, thank you so much for coming on our show. It has been a blast. It was fun. Always love to hear about your adventures, your new creations, and what's going to happen in the future.
Thank you for having me.
Well, yeah, it was an absolute pleasure to have you. It'd be a pleasure to have you on again sometime. Until next week, thank you so much for joining us on the 6873 show. Please like, subscribe, and share with everyone. And if you'd like to help keep us going, please consider a $1 Patreon. Until next week, everyone out there, have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Lots of love.
I'm talking about.
Do we have potatoes? I want potatoes. Do we have potatoes?
Potatoes.
Are there potatoes? Can we have potatoes?
Potatoes?
Sylvia and I want potatoes. Do we have potatoes?
Oh, why is my...
If anything, I know something better. I know something better, Taki.
What?
Sweet potato fries.
Yes!
Yes.
Potatoes.